that they have been up in the sky monitoring unidentified flying objects and shooting them down and making it public. That says a lot, you all. That is a game changer. That is a game changer. Let me flip this around. A game changer for all of us, really, if you think about it. Total game. Good morning. So they did not have to tell us. Pentagon did not have to tell us. They didn't have to tell the public, hey, you know, there's something up there in the sky. There's some kind of an object up there in the sky, and we don't know what it is. We can tell you that we've seen a balloon and we shot the balloon down. We can tell you that we saw some other object and we monitored these objects. Cylindrical shape was another one. Rosie, honey, get down from there. You don't have no business climbing up there. You go to bed. Go on. The acknowledgement that there was an 8-sided object yesterday over Michigan with strings hanging from it, you all, and they didn't know what the payload is. Good morning, everyone. They couldn't find the payload, and I'm sitting there thinking, well, we did a video last night during the Super Bowl on this YouTube channel talking about that one in Michigan, and if it had strings, a string, this is a string, you all. This is how skinny, this is what I think when I see a string. I'm thinking, oh, well, this is a string right here. That would be a string. A string would be something, it would seem like it would be something very hard for one to see. If you're in a big fighter jet and you're flying across something and that object has strings dangling, I guess you could say ropes, but why would it have ropes? It seems like to me that it would have, the strings would be something with the diameter of like a great big, as round as a tire, and it would seem like it would be mechanical. That's what it seemed like to me, because you could have, nowadays, you know, you could have some kind of mechanical mechanism that has the ability to move like that with all its pivots on it, you all of its joints moving. So there's something more going on, but the mere fact that the Pentagon is admitting that should send alarm bells. It really should. Alarm bells to people. Yeah, that's right. Hello and good morning. Rosie, honey, you got to get down, Rosie. No. See, you just don't understand. I'm just going to have to shut the door on you, Rosie. You can't be climbing up on that screen. Yeah, and this is the week. This is the week that they said there's going to be a big announcement, some major announcement that's going to be made, I guess, in the news. And I would assume it'd have to be about UFOs. I would. The F-15, F-35s affected over Alaska, reported by pilots. The instruments, the last one, the instruments. It's like flying over the Bermuda Triangle, and you're, hey, Rosie, honey, you got to go to bed. Your mommy. Go on. You lay there right there, Rosie, honey. You can do it. Go on. So that's like going over the Bermuda Triangle, and your compasses like got messed all up. Thank you for putting that in there, because we hadn't seen that. Oh, you're so very welcome. Trey's got a wonderful heart, and the trolls who've been trolling me since 2018, they've come after him, you all. He needs some love. He really does need some love, because that's hard when you have people coming after you and making fun of you and stuff like they did me, and then anybody connected with me, they went after him too, you all. So they don't want us to talk together. They don't. But it's still not going to stop it. It's not. We're going to get back together as soon as this thing, like whatever, kind of dies down. And I just may pop in one day and say, okay, you know, I think I'm going to do a video, because he's been watching the skies too. He has seen a lot that has went on in the skies also, you on. He rarely talks about it. He knows a lot. Yes. So the Pentagon publicly admits they're doing it. And now they got the unmanned aerial drones. You'd have to ask yourself, well, why would you want to fast track unmanned aerial drones it's like eyes in the sky. Eyes in the sky. They're already up there. If you have these drones and you've already got them up there in the sky and they got the capability to shoot down something, lightning speed, you don't have to worry about it because they're going to be your eyes. You don't have to wait for the pilots to jump into their airplanes and get up there in the sky to go look at that object. They can even put cameras on these drones they got in the sky, you all. See, this is weird, like these clouds, and you know we look at the sky, and these clouds, they cover up the sun at times when it's rising, and sometimes clouds appear out of nowhere. You ever see these clouds that appear out of nowhere when the sky is completely blue? Then all of a sudden, you see one manifest like a rainbow cloud, the lone cloud in the sky, and then it just like totally disappears. What? The pre-Super Bowl band used robot dogs? Oh my gosh. You thought the government changed it. Well, they tried to change it to UAPs, but it's not catching on. It's really not catching on. Unmanned aerial phenomenon or unknown aerial phenomenon. Yeah, I don't think that is catching on too well, you all. I myself like the unidentified flying object because that's what everybody has been used to hearing. Unidentified flying object. So an 8-sided unidentified object with strings hanging off of it. How many strings? That would be really, we brought up last night in last night's live video, the one over Michigan. How many strings did they see hanging off of it? Really ask yourself. How many? If it was just 3 and they were mechanical and they were the size, they had the diameter of a tire on a vehicle, well, they could land and those could be their appendages and they could walk around with that. They could. And I'm sure they could be moving, kind of like in the War of the Worlds. And I'm not just trying to say whatever, but how did he see the strings? And what were the strings made of? And then why did they just say strings? Did they see much more? And they don't want to raise alarm. Were the strings actually really, truly massive and not an ordinary string? And I'm sure NASA or SpaceX, when they launch their things up there, they're not strings attached to their things, you all. I'm sure there can't be just plain old strings attached. There's got to be some kind of something else that they use that would be more durable than that. They got a time traveler up here. Yeah. So this is the week. This week we gotta look for major announcements. There's been major announcements that've been hitting the news. There really has been a lot of them. They changed it by using civilian language. Yeah, no, see, they got unmanned aerial drones is what they got now. Unmanned aerial drones, the or aerial, I don't know what they call, that they release up there in the sky, yeah. I know that we got to stay on top of it because when the information starts flowing, it comes fast and you ain't got time to think. Isn't that how it happens? It comes so fast, you ain't got time to think. You got to be on your toes. You really do. Should we be afraid? No, you don't want to be afraid, but you want to be aware of what's happening, you all. Oh, Michelle, honey, you having some tacos? That's fine. Good morning, everyone. So this is like the 4th or 5th object that has been reported, I guess brought down in the United States, the one flying over Montana, and you have the senator wanting to know, he wants answers. Why did the FAA shut down that airspace? Why was it flying? This is twice in Montana. Good morning, Susan B. Good morning, Light Seeker. Why did they do it, you all? If there's any other moderators, good morning. Why did they shut down the airspace? Just for the brief moment. Where there's one, there's more. You know there is. Where there's one, there's more. It's like cockroaches. You see one, you know there's a whole lot more cockroaches. And I don't think there are insectoids or anything like that up there in the sky. I don't, but yeah. Yeah, we are protected, you all. We are. Not saying nothing bad could happen, but we'll be able to make it through. I look forward to that type of protection, being able to make it through no matter what comes. Are we going to see more today? Who knows, JFKJ? Yeah, welcome. They shot down airspace over Huron and Lake Michigan, and oh, they shot down two different objects. Yeah, there's some interesting X-File episodes I've seen about something about the takeover of you know what, America. You talking about that one? The takeover of America. Yeah. I was reading something last night, and I'm going to continue to read a little bit of it if I have the energy at night. It's an ode, something ode about. You ever hear that? It was implying that America was the old Egypt at one time, and that America was like Atlantis. It was like it was like the lost continent of Atlantis. Yeah, and then history did something to it, because you know there was pyramids that were showing up, but then who built the pyramids? Who did? Was it an advanced race? Where did they get the technology? Did they come from the stars? Did they come from other ground? You know, there are other races of beings that are highly advanced. They are totally highly advanced, and I'm sure they don't walk on 2 feet like us to do the things they want, and I'm sure they don't just use manual tools and things like that. I'm sure their technology is greater than we could ever imagine, greater, and we wouldn't stand a chance, really, if you think about it. The fallen angels built the pyramids. What do I feel in my heart these crafts are or want? Well, it all depends on what these crafts look like. It really does. I hope they don't want war, and I don't want to see no war with some kind of a advanced race of beings up there in the sky. I don't. Or if they came out of the ground, because some of those cylindrical ships, we've documented them going into the ground. There's shafts in the ground for these cylinder-shaped objects to go into. I don't know how it happens, but they go into the ground. I've documented it too at Table Mountain, South Africa. I feel that I feel in my being that Table Mountain in Cape Town, South Africa, is the largest alien or extraterrestrial base on the earth. That's what I feel, the largest, and it's a great big complex underground. There's so much activity that's happening there. This is, yeah, being owed Egypt. I'm going to continue to read that, because if that is the case and stuff, then it sheds light on a lot of things, and the lost city of Atlantis and stuff, and being destroyed, and every single bit of it. Somebody saw a movie about something this is, our world is changing. It is. Rosie, honey, I can't let you outside. I know you want to go outside, but I can't let you outside. You can't go. You got to sit there. You go on. I know you want to. It's cold out there. It's making my nose a little red. The Russians, yes, the Russians were off the East Coast, and they were on the West Coast, because the Assistant Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary, whatever, the assistant, they were asking her, is there not, they were asking, are there missiles? What did they say? They were asking about these hypersonic missiles on the ship that they located from Russia near Hawaii, in the Hawaiian waters, and the ship that it was over in the Atlantic. I don't know. She said she didn't know. Her name was Sabrina, I think. I think it was her name. She didn't know This could be a cover-up, but this could not maybe be a cover-up, you know, just because there's ships there, there could be something greater at play. The continuity of government, unchecked powers, and no oversight. They shot down, an ICBM, Linda, an ICBM towards Korea. So really, if you have these flying objects, or whatever you want to call them, flying around in the airspace all around the world, how are you going to keep track of every one of them? And on the FAA webcam, there's certain times when you go to certain webcams, it'll be out there in a remote area, but there's a camera, and you can see a beam of light coming straight down, straight down. I was looking at one this morning, and I thought, well, we've documented it before. Something's coming from the sky. And I thought, would it be an airplane? Do airplanes point their lights straight down before they land? But they don't. They point their lights at an angle. They're slightly pointed like that. They don't come straight down. But there are some kind of spotlights and or searchlights up there in the sky that can be seen coming down on the FAA webcams in certain areas. It's like, I don't know, and it's in wooded areas. It's really strange to see it. And my mind automatically goes to there's some kind of UFO activity, and we documented that on the FAA webcams too. Strange glowing lights and strange lights coming down from the sky. And I think at times some of those were green coming down, green and or I can't remember if there was like some bright reddish orange or something that appeared. It's happening. It's been happening, you all. It really has. It's been happening for a long, long time. Balloons are made in America. Rosie, honey, I don't like to let you look out the door because you wanna climb the door. You can't do it. I'll let her sit there and look, you all. She can look, but she's not climbing that door. You're 59 in the city under the ocean. They talked about Bigfoot sightings and things like that, and they mentioned a year when they would come out from under the ocean, Paula, coming out from the ocean, and the coming vril, V-R-I-L, vril. They say they are a species that a worm-like species. They get into your eye and then they control your body. I don't want my body taken over. I don't, by the vril. I really don't. I don't want to be taken over by some other being against my will. I don't. World War II. Okay, Rosie's good, you also. The mere fact that the Pentagon is publicly admitting that they are tracking things on the radars, and they give the order to shut them down, shoot it down. They're scrambling their jets is what they're doing. And really, if you think about it too, if over there in the Middle East, if when they went into the caves, they saw things, I can't put this down, Rosie's going to try to take it. They saw things in the caves, giants or stuff come up out of the ground. I don't think they'd need airplanes. Good morning, everyone, if you're just tuning in. I was going to show the details, but really, if you've got an 8-sided shape in the sky with strings hanging from it, those strings got to be bigger than my finger. They do. And no, see, look at this. Wait a minute. What did I know? I just saw something about an alien invasion on there. Let me see that. Look at this. Let me see this, you all. Let me try to get this. Alien invasions. Look at this. alien invasions, Congressman addresses the speculation after UFO is shot down. Connecticut Democrat Jim Hines attempted to downplay the concerns and talks of an alien invasion on Sunday in the wake of a recent aerial object being shot down by the United States. He tried to downplay it, you all. He represents Connecticut's 4th District, ranking member of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. So he's got inside information. Because if you don't go to these meetings, then you don't get the inside information that the public doesn't hear about. You don't get it. And the reporters don't know about. So he's downplaying it. When he was asked to weigh in on the reports of 2 unidentified aerial objects that were shot down in America and Canada airspace, the nature of the objects have not been officially confirmed. Look, so they already know there's talk about what these objects really are, but they have not been publicly confirmed, and that information has not been let out yet. You all. But they say there is serious confirms. And then you got this guy right here. I don't even know who this guy is. High altitude object shot down in Alaska. Whoever he is. They're downplaying social media worries that they were related to possible alien activity. Where am I at? Possible alien activity. Where was that at, you all? You're downplaying it. And if they aren't, if they're not alien activity, whose are they and why are they up there in the sky, really? The mere fact that they're up there in the sky, whether they're alien, extraterrestrial, otherworldly craft are coming from out from inside the earth or another country, the mere fact they can't keep it quiet, they're putting it out there in the open, you all. So, yeah, this is it's a little wild. Oh, there's another one. Oh, this guy right here, was he the same guy? The ranking member? He tamped down the suspicions of alien invasions. He sees all sorts of things. Shot down. Northern Canada, now in Michigan. They closed it. Concerned commercial aircraft. So remember that time, there was a video they said was fake. I did a video on this, on this YouTube channel. It shows this congressman reading this report. It says classified, classified, classified. And then at one time, he says, oh my God, classified. And then it says otherworldly strength. Underground birthing centers. Underground birthing centers. Well, you know that video right there that I'm talking about? We're talking about the aliens, you all. This is true. It was circulating, and it was like an old video, and they said, oh, that's just fake. There was no bill or nothing like that. Well, when we went searching, I found this class that was, where was it being offered? It was offered to students. It was an ethics class on aliens. And then what was read, remember in that video, what was read in that video by that senator? When he kept saying classified, classified, worldly strength, underground birthing centers, and things like that. The class, and it talked about the Bill of Rights. They said in this class, what if your new masters don't agree with you on what is privacy? But this had the same concerns over privacy as you. And what if they don't agree with you? They told the children to pick 5 things out of the Bill of Rights that they would like to keep if an alien invasion were to come, and their new overlords, if the new overlords would even do that. But it was strange to find an ethics class concerning that very subject, and it had the very same terms that was in that senator saying in a new Bill of Rights. Same thing, you all. So Gina, do you think that there could be a possibility of otherworldly beings? Well, I know what it says biblically. There's a biblical reference to men's heart will fail them. Men's heart will fail them. If you have a time of distress, unequaled from the beginning of the world and never to be equaled again, and if the days were not being cut short, no one would survive. That sounds like a horrible, horrible time. It really does. I hope I'm not here during that time. I hope. And if I am, I pray that I got the strength. And if you're here, I pray that you got the strength to endure it, you all. But this right here, downplaying aliens right here. I don't know if that's the same man because it doesn't look like Jim Himes. You see, they got these balloons. You know it wasn't a balloon. You all, that is not a balloon that came down. Like I said, they got these, they have reports of these, and they say there's other countries that made their own things like that. See, you know they got better images of that. And these look like stars, really. You got these orange lights, the Phoenix lights. The Phoenix lights, you see this right here? The way that that thing, did the U.S. military shoot down aliens? The way this is, there's clouds in the sky that can mimic that, you all. There really are. This light right here, you see that light that came from right there? That light that came from right there. And we know that, see, boom, right like that. The one light that came down from that flying saucer, that's the kind of light that's coming down out of the sky on the FAA. It really is. Do I have a history thing on this tab, you all? Let me see if I do. Do I have a history of what I was looking at? It wasn't that. It was this. Let me see if I can find the history. Oh, Gina, where are you at? I was in the FAA, and I was looking at a certain weather cam. I think I was. Let's see if I can get the weather cam that I was looking at. Oh, I got it. I got it. Let me see if I can pull up the time lapse. I think I've got it. Maybe it wasn't that one, but there was a spotlight coming down out of the. I got it, y'all. Gina, will you just get to it? Yes, I'm going to get to it. You got to be patient, you all. Where I'm over here. I think it's near Bethel Regional. There was a spotlight. Oh, yeah, I was watching that moon. Let me come to an area where we ain't got a glare. And the only area that would be, I gotta go sit right here. And let me close this, you all. I might echo, so you all, let me close this. Let's hope I don't fall down these stairs. I want to show this screen. Of course, I could have went upstairs, but I'm not going to. I could have showed this screen. Like, let me see. Okay, I got a light on. I can sit down, you all. I promise. I'm gonna be okay, but okay, I got it. I'm gonna show you the spotlight. And I've done this before on the spur of the moment. I have. So let me flip it. So we're over here at Bethel. And there's a spotlight. I was watching this moon up in the sky, and this is the FAA weather cam. Of course, you know, it's supposed to be near Bethel Regional Airport. And let's move this over. You can see what that area looks like right there. And there's a spotlight that comes down from the sky. See it? See it? It comes down from the sky, and this ain't the first time we saw something like that. It's coming straight down from above. And then there it is again. So it's coming down at, the time of day is 5:21. 5:21 in the morning, the first light is seen coming down. And then at 5:45, you have another light coming down. And that's why I looked up. Is it an airplane? Because I want to know how the airplanes, when they land, are there lights like that? But I don't think their lights are like that, you all. Something's up there in the sky, and that is not the first time we've documented something like this on the FA. Look what happened to them. Watch this moon as it goes. It turned orange. It's like white, but then all of a sudden, the moon turns orange at 5:59, and you can see it. It turns orange to a slither. But this, wait, what was that? What was that? I thought I seen a diamond. Oh, shoot, this thing is like trying to, thought I seen a diamond shape in the sky. Right like there. Now, I don't think that's a normal looking cloud, but it really doesn't look normal, but it could be, but it's probably not normal. I want to come over here. I want you to see that's the sun rising. Can we get this over here to the moon and to that spotlight in the sky last night? Okay, we're getting close to you. I want you all to see this as it's coming through the sky. Gina, you get out of that, you all. Okay, let me do this. Where's the spotlight? The spotlight is right here. Uh-oh. What? This is, I went to a different cam. It was near Bethel Airport. And something's happened. Let's see if we can see it again, you all. Gina, will you please put that cam? Oh. You all, they made it black. I can't see anything now. I can't see a thing. They made it black. I'm in a different area. I must be in a different camera. Okay, I got it now. I think I got it. But no, this was not the one. Was it this one right here? You up? Oh, Gina, you are. I got it going on. Let me see this. Okay, this was the moon. I wanted the wooded area right here. I just want to show you there's something in the sky. And it has like a UFO with the light beaming down in the sky. You see it? So I don't know where that's located, but it's located on the east coast of the United States. And we've documented this several times before. Other strange occurrences. I think it's a UFO up there in the sky. And it's beaming its light down right there in that one area. A UFO in the sky. And the octagon-shaped UFO, the 8-sided UFO, we did a thing on it. I'm gonna put this back to me. Hold on, I'm coming out of this area. It's dark. But we did a video last night when we was looking up the octagonal UFO that was back in 1978. There was this account of these people who saw the 8-sided UFO in the sky, and it had a great big light underneath it, and it was 40 feet across is what it was. 40 feet, so a 40-foot UFO. I'm going to show you how long a 40-foot UFO would be. It was octagonal. I'm going to close the door so Rosie doesn't come out. My porch right here is 50 feet long. So the length of my house is 50 feet. UFO that they saw in the sky was 40 feet estimate, and it was an 8-sided UFO with a light underneath it. They said something about a red light or something, and then some lights on the side. 40 feet. So I guess one could say that it is, just think of a camper. Just think of a camper that's 40 feet long, if they got them, that you pull behind your vehicles. 40 feet camper. My house is like 30 feet wide. A car, my truck is like, my truck I think is like 22 feet from the front bumper to the rear hitch. That's my truck. From the front bumper to the rear hitch, 22 feet. So we're talking about a 40-foot, 8-sided octagon thing. And it had a light underneath it. And I think those are UFOs in the sky because it's not airplanes. Airplanes' lights are like that at an angle, you all. Let me see this. Good morning. The spotlights are monitor lights of engineers or beings on the quantum computers. They got the spotlights on quantum computers up there in the sky because the sky's a matrix. Is that what you're saying? The 34 feet is a standard telephone pole. Well, see, you you could fit a lot of stuff in a 40-foot wide, 8-sided UFO. You could. Now, granted, that's not as long as a semi. Are semis like the bed of a semi or the bed of a railroad car? How long is that? Like 50 some odd feet or something? Yeah. Oh, the amusement part. What if those things were on those balloons? What if they're not balloons, really? What if they weren't? Well, yeah. Okay, y'all. It's going to be a beautiful day. It really is. I want to be able to. I want to be able to live when they start appearing. Where there's one, there's more. When they start appearing more and more, I want to be able to catch it on a live stream. I do want to be able to zoom up and catch it. Really good footage. I really do want to do that. And if it's meant, I'll be able to do it. If that's in my future to zoom up and do a live stream and document a otherworldly or maybe worldly like UFO or something in the sky, then it's going to happen. I really hope it does, and I hope that I'm not scared when it does. The skies are clear. Okay, yeah. Clear, and everything is calm in the world. The world is calm, and this could just be a big distraction from something else going on behind the scenes, you all. But the Pentagon and the Pentagon press secretary, his face has been flushed the past couple times. And we know, here's something else about the Pentagon. They had to do their press briefings in a makeshift area because their original press briefing room and thing, everything's getting upgraded. So they had a makeshift area. And when the general was standing there in the makeshift area, you could see that it was like a green screen or something behind it because it was shifting like that. But they're getting upgrade. And they're they have a remodeling and stuff gone on. I don't know where they do their stuff. I guess they do it inside the Pentagon. Do they do their briefings? That would make sense. They do their press briefings inside the Pentagon, you all. So they're doing it. Yes. 2 trains were colliding the whole East Coast. Let me read this about a train. The 2 trains colliding. Are you talking about the one who had the terrible chemicals and stuff like that? The water supply is in danger now. The octagonal UFO of being extraterrestrial. Thank you, nature spirit. Everyone is talking about, that's so silly. Yeah, that's more important than what's up in the sky, and it's more important than what's really physically going on in the world. The animals, that's right, for 100 miles. Oh, wow. Hello there, T. Those ships are consciously, I've heard about that, about some of the ships, Rainbow Turtle, that some of these ships that's only big enough for one individual, you put your hand on there and you control it with your hand because you and the ship are one. Even in some of the ships that the people got taken up into, they use their hands to control them. You got to get a cup of tea. Go ahead and get a cup of tea. You believe that more are coming, Kelly Sultan. So there is something going on. And I don't know how long they're waiting. Could you, now listen to this. Think about this. Back in the 1950s, they had so many reports coming in, the Air Force did, in a single day. They could not keep track of all the information, of all the sightings that were showing up all around the United States and the world. There were too many coming in just in one day. They were overwhelmed in one day. There's no way they could keep up with it. No way they could keep up with all the sightings that were in the sky. And I think it became too much for them, and then they just hush hush. What probably happened is that's when they created these other organizations like the MUFON, and they let people like create their websites and stuff where they can gather the information for, I don't know, public officials, and they could go to their data centers where the information is stored, and that's where they can get their information. The people do the work for them, you all. But yeah, there's no way. There was like thousands of them coming in, all different types. The main ones were, well, there was a lot about the orange glowing UFOs, and there were some accounts of beings coming down. You have like, it's all over the world. We don't even know the half of it. We don't. We don't know the half of it. Yeah. You got your copy and you're watching the sky in Florida. It's very clear. So we know our world has changed, and it's not done changing. It's not done, you all. I'm sure we'll hear more this week on the news. It will all be focused on the UFOs like it was again. Have you noticed that it's just been back to back? And they don't let one story stay in the news for too long. They don't. And they got to keep it going. You got to keep it going. If you want to get disclosure, you've got to keep it going. But you can't say, we got reports coming in from all over the world, all over the United States. You can't get up there in front of a podium in front of reporters and say, such and such sightings came in today from the United States. And you know it would be well over 1,000 if the truth to be known on a day. No, they got to say like a little bit at a time. And they got to talk about the 8-sided octagon with strings hanging off of it, you all. Strings, but I would think that they would be mechanical. And if those strings were carrying something, I would have to believe that probably perhaps on the bottom of mechanical strings, and let's call them strings, there would be like heavy duty like magnets or suction cups or something that would be able to secure it. Maybe they had things that go like that if they were to drop something. But maybe that's just their shape. Maybe that's the shape of the UFO up there. It's meant to look like that. Maybe it is a 8-sided octagon ship with, I want to know how many strings are hanging off of it. And what if it's like some kind of a species? Because someone said they saw an octopus-like thing in the sky too, with tentacles, something with tentacles up there in the sky with a whole lot of legs in the sky. And what if, really, could you imagine if they came out with, you know, we're thinking UFOs, but what if there are literally organic-like beings up there that they're shooting down? Organic-like life forms. Well, I don't know, really. Somebody's going to do a live stream on a, oh yes, I really do want to. I'm getting my upgrade going, and I'm not having well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to go that route. I'm not. Someone was saying it was like an octopus spreading out its tentacles. Really, Linda? Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the octagon one? Spreading out its tentacles? Synchronicity. No, there's no coincidences. None. Oh, wow. Jellyfish, yes, jellyfish flying around. And remember, there was this one thing of Star Trek. I remember they filmed it out in Nevada when we lived out in Nevada, that they came in contact with these alien species, and they were like great big whale. They made like wailing sounds. Wailing sounds is what it sounded like. The feelers. if there is something like that up there, it really does remind me of the Romanian salt mine, of those great big long tentacles that came out trying to, it was like they were getting energy, harnessing energy off of that amusement park, sucking the energy out of it, because they were wiggling. And once they had extended out all the way, they recoiled. When they let go, they had great big long tentacles. And I don't know how wide that Romanian salt mine is where the amusement park is, but they reached their tentacles to the center that was seen above, to the center of the one thing, and they recoiled. They unwound like a snake, like a coil is when they let go, that they wiggled really fast and retracted. Just like that. They all did it. And I think there was at one time there was like 4 of them. And sometimes they were intertwining with one another too, is what they were doing. They had strings. Oh, thank you, Brendan. Canada said they saw 6 strings hanging from it. 6 strings. You have to ask yourself, what did those strings look like and what were those strings made of? Really? And was it flying fast? Because if it was flying fast and if it was a lightweight, something like a string, it would be like a tail on a kite going through the sky really fast. It would be like straight behind it. Yeah, you cannot use their logo without permission. I'm just looking at this, you all. That's right. You all, please keep your comments respectful. Amanda, honey, thank you. You saw the jellyfish split in 2 and made a spaceship. That's interesting. So do you think it's in the sky? Like they're cloaked in this clouds too? Because the clouds, we've got a video on here. They're coming out of the clouds and they were warm like beings, but these beings could come together and make a total solid, like whatever they wanted to make, solid cloud barrier where you could not see. They could take on shapes too, form any shapes they wanted. It looks like a spaceship thing. Oh, it may have dumped its payload already. Well, remember from the World Economic Forum when they were having their things a few weeks ago, they said in 2 years there will be a catastrophic mutating event that will occur on Earth in 2 years. Catastrophic mutating event. And they likened it to how a virus spreads, but then they went into deeper things. Imagine the life you have right now. When this event happens, this catastrophic mutating event, it will change life as you know it, and what was the word they used? You would not be more or less in control of how your life is going right now, and it will flip our world more or less upside down because it will be in control. Whatever it is, it's a catastrophic mutating event within 2 years, the Earth. That means like something's taken over the Earth within 2 years, you all. In 2 years, a catastrophic mutating event. You never watched, oh, wow. T, you never watched American football before. 85 years old, War of the Worlds, including the Knox Theater, scared the nation into believing that Earth was being taken over by Martians. What if it did get taken over? But they're not done yet. What if that event really did take place and they made us think that it was just make-believe? Really? And because the world started changing. The world started changing after the Roswell balloon incident. The world started changing. Everything was accelerating then, just like that. Track and trace. Time is now, let me see this. Time is now, oh, TV series The V, yeah. The V, the Vril, the coming race of the Vril, the coming race. I was reading something about that around a month or so ago, and it was like they were inside the earth in what I was reading, and some of those had mechanical like wings that could be fitted to their bodies, and they were very powerful. They could come to the surface of the earth and they could wipe out a city, just one of them, with the technology that they have, with the powers that they have. And they have a very legalistic, religious-like thing, and no one deviates from it. They don't. In whatever I was reading, I don't know what it was, but everybody's at peace. Everybody knows their place. And this guy had went inside the earth. And yeah, I am going to be going, but we're probably going to hear some more about UFOs. I can't believe that they would start this, really. And you know, they would not start this unidentified object in the sky, start ramping it up, and then totally drop it just like that. Nothing else is heard. No, they wouldn't do that, because that's a waste of their time. That's a waste of their energy. They have already assigned a committee, groups of experts. They've gathered together groups of experts to, I guess, give a report whenever they give it to Congress or whoever it is they're going to give it to, what they think, and the military is involved. Yeah. So they're expecting a war. They really are. They're expecting a war of some kind of sort. They're ready for it. They're ready for it, you all. They updated their systems, and they got those drones that can fly in the sky that are retrofitted with sensors and stuff. Eyes in the sky, like a Skynet. Yeah. So that's right. We do got this. Biology warfare. Yeah, you can say that too. You can say that too. Yeah. So I'm going to go. Thank you all for tuning in. And if we hear something else coming on the news, I'll be right back on here. I will try to stay on top of it. So thank you all. And oh, I love wind chimes. I think they're beautiful. Some people don't like them, and some people would say, oh, I just can't stand wind chimes, the frequency of them. But I love them. I really do. I love the wind chimes. They're not for everyone. It's a good thing you're not my neighbor. It's a good thing you're not my neighbor out here in the country. That's what I've got to say. I am going to go, you all. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, you all. Thank you so much for coming on here. Thank you, moderators. Love you.